Good day. Welcome to another edition of Kasi Games with me, Treyu. Today we're going to be talking about your vote, democracy. Are you benefiting as an African? Let's go into it. Democracy. What is democracy? Do we know the term democracy, what it stands for? Do you know what it means for us? Are you and I, as African people, benefiting from this system called democracy? Is voting in our favor? Are we actually winning by being voters? Are we actually winning by being in this democratic system? What is democracy? Democracy is a collection of people who come together to make a collective decision which is to benefit the majority, the whole. So it's a majority or the whole of people coming together to decide on something that works for a whole. 10 people come together, they decide on something, and if 8 agree on this thing, all 10 of them are going to be doing this thing. So there's 10 of us. We agree that today we're going to dig potholes or speed humps. 2 say no, and 8 of us agree. It means all 10 of us must go dig potholes or speed humps. That's what essentially democracy means. It does not use facts, does not use data, it does not use knowledge, experience. Whether it's right or wrong, it does not care. It only goes with what the majority are saying. It says majority rules. So if we all decide that we're gonna dig holes today, if 8 of the 10 say they're gonna dig on the roads, that's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, all 10 of these people, because they are in agreement, they're gonna go and do it anyhow. That's what democracy is. So democracy, it was intended so that everybody has a say. We all agree on something, but something that we agree on must be something that is beneficial to all of us. That's what the main purpose and the true meaning of democracy is. What we're seeing today's world in South Africa, Africa, and the whole world is a sham, is a scam, it's being scammed, guys. This is modern day slavery. We used to cry about people that have been stolen from Africa, people been stolen from India, people were stolen from India and China, brought to Africa to work. Where? The mines, the sugarcane fields. Because why? Because South Africans did not want to work on the land that they were forcefully removed from. We as South Africans own this land, own this country. We do not want to work the mines and the sugarcane fields and wherever else. We do not want to be part of that. We wanted to be our own people, live our own lives the way we wanted to. Now, the British government took people from India to bring them to work on the sugarcane fields. Hence there's Indians in Durban. The Chinese that we have here, people also went to China and took people from China. Guess where to work? Where? Also in the mines. They took Zimbabweans. Well, they took Malawians. They took Zambians. People that were willing to work for the apartheid government, or that the apartheid and the English brought from their colonies, brought them to South Africa to work where? The mines. So we're going to democracy. So democracy and voting, is it working for you? Is it working for you and I? Do we understand what this thing is? Do we understand what we're doing with this democracy and voting? So over the past couple of weeks, I've been talking to the IEC about your vote, my vote, your vote, our votes. What is this thing? First question that I posed to them: why is it voluntary? Why is voting voluntary? They said voting is voluntarily because you don't have to pay anything. You're not forced to vote. Voting is voluntarily because it's your democratic right. Right. Finish and clear. Ruler under it. Is it true? But what do we know about voluntary services? What do we know about volunteering? What do we know about being a volunteer? What does the term volunteer say to you and I? The clever blacks, the clever South Africans, the thinking people. I'm not going to give color to us. What does that say to you? If you open your dictionaries, you open your Google, you open wherever you want to open, it says volunteering is when you go take your services, take your skill, take your money to help somebody that's in need of that service, skill, and that money to do what they please with it. So I see you sweeping your yard. I come, I volunteer myself, I help you sweep. I've helped you sweep. So it's fine. I've helped you sweep. It was voluntarily. I volunteered. Now, I see you struggling with your car. I give you 500 rands to go take your car to a mechanic. You take that 500 rand, you do what? You buy yourself a nice Bafana t-shirt, Springbok shirt, you buy boots, you buy meat. And I say, why did you buy meat with the money? Hey, you volunteered. I volunteered to give you that money. So whatever you do with it, it's your problem. Hence is voting voluntary. We are volunteering our authority, our power, our ideas, our sovereignty to the politician, to the people that we're voting for. Hence is voluntarily. Hence is voluntarily. Volunteer. Now, then I asked, is the government accountable to us? The answer is lukewarm. Yes, no. Yeah, they are accountable to you because you can vote them out after 5 years. Eh? Oh, so which means now that it brings the next question in. Can we as a people vote the government out before the term ends? A big resounding no. No. You can't vote the government out if you're sick and tired of them within 18 months, 24 months, 36 months, 48 months. You have to wait for the whole term to end before you can vote the government out. So which means you and I have zero, makanda, no authority, a big O, no authority over the government that we elect. The people that we are electing, the people that we are voting for, they are not accountable to us. Hey, guys, as I said, they are not accountable to us, guys. You know, I was reading this book, Capitalism. It's been long since I've had it. This guy must pay me. I'm showing off his book. So, I was reading it and it's about being a capitalist. It's nigger for referring to a black person. It says you must be hardcore. You must go into an industry, own it, make it yours, pay people that you need to pay with the money that you said you're gonna pay them, reap all the rewards for yourself. That's what capitalist system says. Reap all the rewards for yourself. Reap all the rewards for yourself. Our politicians are capitalists, guys. They're reaping all the rewards for themselves. They are taking us for a ride. So we are paying for people, we're voting for people, we're paying for people to live good lives at our expense. You and I are getting nothing. Zero benefit. Lekanda. Zero. Nil. Even zero, I think zero is better. We're on a negative. These guys are taking us for every single thing that we own, that we are standing for. By voting for people and being in a democratic system, you are gaining nothing. You are absolutely nothing. Only zero, only fail. Worst of all, uskoloto, you're a debt. Akito, does that make sense now? You are a minus. You are a minus. Before you can become a zero at least is whole. It's a whole of nothingness. We've become nothingness, even worse than nothingness. We owe something for us to be something. So you can't be anything in that space. You're not even an idea in their mind. You know, an idea is better than you and I that are living in a democratic system. It's better than you and I that are voting. Now, we can't vote them out whenever we want to vote them out. It's voluntary, so which means they are not accountable to us. And what comes next? Now, I asked, if I don't vote, does my vote go to the ruling party? So no, man, that's absolutely absurd. Absurd. I'm using a term that from the British master. Absurd. I know some of you don't know the term absurd, but I know my viewers know the term absurd. It's absurd. Your vote, if you're non-voter, does not count, does not do anything. It does not go to anyone. They only rely on the people that came to vote. Now, here's what is happening. There's 10,000 of us. 6,000 come to pitch and vote. 4,000, remember, 4,000 are not voting. So 40% of the population is not voting. Only 6,000 are voting. This includes the politicians themselves. The 6,000 that vote can form a government based on who was the majority. Yo, I think I disturbed my video, ne? I don't know. So there's 40 people that didn't vote. Now the 6,000 vote, they make a government. So listen to this, and then it goes, okay. Now what if 2,000 vote? 80% of the people did not vote. 8,000 of people are not interested in voting. The 2,000 will form a government. Your vote does not matter. So which means whether you and I vote or not does not matter. The politicians themselves can vote for themselves. Whoever has the biggest number of people in it will win and form a government. Scary stuff, ne? You did not know this. I know you did not know this. That's why you come to Kasi Game with me, Treyu, to enlighten you. The enlightened one, the light of the way, the will, the way, and the light. So I'm the life. So I know you got to love me. You got to hate me to love me, guys. You forgot to love me to hate me. That's how good I am. So I'm telling you this, guys. So now, even if 1,000 people vote, they form a government. They form a government. Your tax money, my tax money goes to them to do as they please. So your vote literally means the democracy. What democracy is essentially is a system that enslaves us to a couple of people or to businesses or to people that have money. There's a world system that's at play here. They're selling us democracy. This is why Muammar Gaddafi had to die, guys. This is why Chris Hani had to die, guys. This is why, who's this? They did not like Fidel Castro. They did not like Fidel Castro. This is why Putin is not wanted anywhere. Even the Russia idea is not wanted anywhere. Democracy. Now we're going back to democracy and voting. Now we go to China. You hear this politician, no, China is what is this? Communist country and whatnot. The communism in China is only based on the political agenda of the Chinese. People in China are living on $1 a day. There's poverty, there's abject poverty in China. You only see the nice part of China. You see the military they have all these other nice things. But China, guys, life in China is not good. You don't believe me? What happened during the COVID? You say, hey, Chu, how do you know? You have never been in China. During COVID, the Chinese were locked inside their houses. They only came out to go work and come back home with masks and all these space suits. You said, yeah, China. Man, slavery, I'm telling you, slavery. Those people are not free as... Hey, you guys, do you know... Guys, okay, let me calm myself down. Look at this. COVID, they said in South Africa, we must be locked down. People who stayed in their houses. There's some of us that have brains, guys, that are not as thick as everyone. You had to drive out. You know, the roads were so clear, ne? The air was different. It was so refreshing to drive with only 5 cars on the road. And with the 5 cars, 2 are on opposite direction, 2 is standing there because it's the police. 1 is your car, the other car is going the same direction as you. That was what was happening during the lockdown days. It was fun, but there was no, I could not mingle with people. It was fun. So now, the Chinese government now, it's communist. They say it's communist. Or resources for the people. Why is that people working for $1 a day? Why is there abject poverty in China when it's a communist government? Why are the people so enslaved to the government? Guys, you and I are not slaves to the government officials. They are servants to us. That's why they call them public servants. Now there's this deputy president in South Africa, him and his convoy and all these ministers and MMCs and whatnot and mayors. They drive with this blue light convoy where you and I, the actual democratic people that elected them, the actual masters to the servants, we have to move. We have to move, guys. I don't know if you're understanding me or you're seeing the cat in the picture. Now, you go into your house. It's your wife, your children, and it's you. And then you get someone to be a helper, to come help you in the house. When this person walks by, All of you move aside so this person can pass by. All of you move aside. This person can pass by. To who knows where? Maybe to the couch, sit to watch the TV. Your TV that you paid for. They go, yo, sorry, there's something in my eye. They go sit down and do whatever they want. Your TV, your time. So we're in a scam. So this is what's happening with democracy, guys. We're being scammed, we're being duped, we're being fooled. The longer we allow this voting and democracy thing to go on, shenanigans to go on, the more enslaved we become. We are slaves. We're turning our children into slaves. The only benefit that we have from democracy, look at mine, is the woman with the Brazilian hair. Oh, I want this hair. Oh, I like my weave. Look at my weave. Look at my Brazilian hair. Look at my name. Woman, that's the only thing that we got. We got women that turned into such fake that you don't know if this thing is coming or going. You don't know if this is a woman or what. They become frogs. And now men are wanting to become women, and these women are becoming friends with these men that are... Damn it! It's such a mess. Democracy is such a mess. A mess is a mess is a mess. Let's call a spade, guys. Democracy is not working for us. Democracy is not for us. Voting is rigged. You don't believe me? How many times have you seen ballot papers being on ballot boxes with ballot papers in them, in the streets, being burned, being found in somebody's house? Countless of times. Unless you're blind to see it. Even if you're blind, you could see. I'm telling you here, guys, a blind man will see the daylight through you, that you are a liar. Democracy and voting are a lie. These things are scams. These things are put in place to deceive us. We are being controlled by the slave master somewhere. We are being slaved. Now look at the unemployment rate. We're voting a better life for all. Who's working now? Who's working now? No one's working. Now they tell you that no, democracy is brought in, what is this thing, social grants and whatnot. Okay, let's look at social grants. I want to tell you about my family. My grandmother had about 9 kids, barring the ones that passed away when they were young. Now with these 8 kids that she has, each of them has an average of 2 kids. 8 times 2 is what? It's 12 kids. Different ages. 12 kids. No man, 8 times 2 is not 12, so it's 16. 16 kids. 16 kids, 10 of them are of working age. 10 of the 16 kids are working. Now we go start with her 8 kids. Each said, we are working, mama, we're gonna give you 300 rand each. This is before my grandfather passed away anyway. So I'm gonna say, because my grandfather passed when I was young. So I'm gonna talk about my grandmother. 8 kids, they all give it 300 rands. She's getting how much? 2.4. How much is the grant that the old people are getting? 1 point something. Less than 2.4. She's getting 2.4 for being a mother to these 8 kids that are what? That are working. Now these eight kids gave birth to 2 children each, which gives me the 16 kids. Of the 16, 10 are working. The other 6 are at school. They're still growing. 10 are working. They decided, no man, grandma, since you're grandma, we're going to also contribute 300 rands to you. 3 times 10 is what? 3,000. She's getting what? 3,000 rands more. Over what? Plus 2.4. She's getting what? 5,400. Wow. For an old lady, how much is that? She can do all the things that she wants to do. More than what? More than the grant system that we're all happy about. How did it come about? People that are working. People that are working, which means what? More people get to live a financially free life. The more we vote, the more enslaved we become. The more we depend on the government. Who benefits from these 350 grants? These no good women that want to bear children every day in, day out, and not want to go to school and improve themselves. That want to put on weaves and slay. They say, no, I'm a slave queen. I'm a slave queen. I'm going to slay. Look at my ass. Look at my ass. Damn it. So, yeah, some of them are nice, but damn it. They're killing us. They're killing us a real death, people. A real death. So, what do we know? Your vote is voluntarily, which means the people that you vote for what are not accountable to you and I. You cannot remove your government whenever and wherever you want to vote them out. You cannot. Zero, zilch, not. You, a voter and a non-voter, does not matter. We are all the same. We are all the same. Whether you vote or you don't vote, it's all the same. There's no way, they are not accountable to you, these people, whether you vote or you did not vote. We are all the same. All the same. Now, then it says, why is your vote a secret? Sorry, your vote is a secret because they do not want you to be victimized by the winning party. So now, what is this? Remember when we were growing up? So some of us grew up in the nice old times, the 90s, before democracy was this horrible thing that it is, when it was just an idea of us living harmoniously, building a better South Africa for everyone. It was all gonna be kumbaya, gonna be in the promised land where everyone and everything, we can all live together. We can all see South Africa being one, and all being kumbaya, all cool and kosher. Me and my white brother, the Indian, the Chinese guy over there, and the colored guy, gonna be scrumming like rugby fans. Gonna all be sorry, man. So when we used to fight, if you beat me up, man, you were never going to beat me up every single time you see me. You're gonna, nah, I can beat you up. Sure, I can beat you up. No, you beat me up once. I know you beat me up. Then this is how it was. This is how it went. If it was a sport, I want to beat you. I will tell you, my guy. You beat me that time. I'm gonna go to training. You also go to training. We're gonna fight again here after 2 years, after a year, after 6 months. We all know. I train, you go train. You know, if you don't train, it's fine. But when we meet each other on the street, I do not victimize you. You do not victimize me because you beat me once or twice. We know how to live with each other. So now your vote is a secret because of that mentality that when I've beaten you, I must kick you when you're down. That's why there's referees. People kick you when you're down. Why do you need to kick me when I'm down? I'm down. I'm finished right now. I'm finished. So why do you need to show me that you can beat me so I don't get up anymore? That's what the government is doing then. If you're kicking me when I'm down, that means you don't want me to get up. This is what the grants are for. They're kicking us when we were down, so none of us get up. So none of us get up. Zero. None. No one of us gets up as Africans. So is there any benefit to us voting? Is there any benefit to us being a democratic society? A big resounding no, my brothers and sisters. My loved ones who are in a scam, who are being fooled. There's a song, I don't know who sang it, but then it was, I think, I don't know, but I used to listen on Radio 2000 when I was growing up. It says, who's fooling a who? Are you fooling a me, baby? Or am I fooling a you? I buy the bread, but I sleep on the floor. I buy the food, but I don't get fed. Who's fooling a who? Who's fooling a who, baby? So yeah, that's what's happening in South Africa and the world, guys. Who's fooling a who? Who's fooling who? We are being fooled, guys. We are fools. We are also fooling ourselves by believing that democracy and this voting system is working for us. It will never, and it has never, and it could never work for us. In this South Africa today, the president that we voted for, or the party that we voted for, that put the president that they like, is anti-black, anti-African. He does not want to see an African apart from him and his circle succeed. Don't ask me, ask the late Ramolopo Bakery's owner. He's dead. Ask his kids what he did to them. Ask the miners who worked at those mines in Rustenburg all those years ago when Ramaphosa was starting a union. Ask them what he did. Why do you think there's so many foreign people living in South Africa? Because they went and got them there, brought them here to work because South Africans did not want to be slaves. But now we are slaves. We're handing ourselves over to slaveness in the name of democracy. Democracy and voting. Guys, be wise up. Let's be smart. Let's find a way. Yes, I will come up with a system and a way that we can revamp this democracy. Now, here's number one, what we need to do. Let's vote leaders in, guys. Let's find a leader. We know the leaders. They know themselves. We know them. We just don't believe them. You know, a leader is someone that when you look at them and they talk to you, they seem like they're talking nonsense, or they're talking mad, or they're talking such things that with such simplicity, it's unbelievable. Like, man, yeah, they never insult anyone when they're competing with them. Maybe you can insult someone because you can say a spade is a spade, and someone does not want you to call a spade because it is a spade. Damn it. That was a long tongue twister thing and riddle. Look, a spade is a spade. A leader will call a spade a spade. And if they're wrong, they'll apologize and learn from it and grow. They'll always want to surround themselves with better people than them, people that know more than them. They'll listen to them, they'll take heed, they'll make sure whenever they move, the whole benefits. The whole benefits. Why do you think they gave you religion? Why do you think they gave you Jesus? Why do you think they gave you that man? They said he died for you. I was reading somewhere, I just started to go about this democracy. I was reading somewhere, and then it said, do you know Job, not Job, but again, who's this? Yeah, not Job, man. What is this guy? That guy that was swallowed by a whale. That guy. He said his miracle is gonna be that guy's miracle. I'll tell it to you some other day. Remind me to tell you about that. And if you want to see me in politics, guys, leave me a note. Tell me which political party do you think I should be interrogating from now on. Now we're gonna be preparing for the votes. So we're gonna have a video. I'm gonna try shoot live. We're gonna go live with political parties. I'm gonna be having information about the political party, dissecting them, telling you guys why you should vote for them, why you should not vote for them, why I trust them, why I don't trust them, why you should trust them, why you should not trust them. Tell me your points, tell me your views. Let's engage, guys. This Kasi Games with Treyu. Catch you on the flip side.